Hello racing fans and a warm welcome to Trackside, proudly brought to you by World Sports Betting. Bet with the best, bet with WSB. Well, I trust that you're having a fair week wherever you're playing on World Sports Betting, and looking forward to this weekend where it is action galore at the Big T Turffontein on Saturday. Many feature races. It's the Man of War Sprint. It is the Horse Chestnut, the World Sports Betting SA Derby, and then we've got the Volkerbosch Strip, Bridget Oppenheimer Oaks for the 3-year-olds, those two features. So it is bumper action at Turffontein, and added to that, you've got R1 million carried over to that Pick 6 pool, and that pool estimated to reach 6 million. Along with Turffontein, well, Sunday is not too bad at Greyville. You got the Bali Turk and the Amazon Kulu Stakes. So for racing fans, there's plenty to look forward to. What have we done on this show? Well, what I've done is I've picked out 4 horses, 2 horses at Turffontein on Saturday, 2 horses on Sunday at Greyville, and then I've given a Pick 6 guide. I say Pick 6 guide because I've jotted down some numbers, which I'll read out at the end of the show, and possibly you can play around those numbers and structure your plan. Well, away we go with our 4 horses, and we'll begin in race number 5, which is the Man of War Sprint. It's over 1,100 meters. And I picked out number 2, Quantum Theory, who's a solid horse. His record speaks for itself. He is, a 2-time winner with 4 seconds and a third from his 7 runs to date. He's proven to be a smart 3-year-old from day one. He's been Group 1 praised as a juvenile behind Cousin Casey, who we'll see on Sunday at Greyville. And what I liked about his last start of 1160, he was more sharp, he was more alert when the starter says go. He got into the race early and he fought all the way to the line. He was second best at the end behind William Robertson, but nevertheless, that was a good run. The slight concern will have to be 1,100 meters, but there's a lot of pace and speed in the race. I think it will suit him nicely. And the one thing that we do know about this fellow is that he is going to give an honest, solid run regardless of the distance, because anything from 1160 to 1,600 meters thus far in his career, he's run superb races. So number 2, Quantum Theory, is running against a highly competitive race, but I think he is generously priced up on World Sports Betting, and we're going to include him as part of those trebles that will be up on the World Sports Betting menu. Then we go on to race number 9. Now, race number 9, the way they're betting, they're making it a 2-horse race, and it does look to be that way. Shangani versus Nebras. I've gone to Nebras here. Sean Terry's stable have hit good form, and he's gauged the services of Richard Ferrie, who's won 3 times on this individual. In fact, if you pull out his record, he's got a superb staying profile in CV. He's the winner of the 2021 Marshall World of Sport Gold Cup. He's here to defend this title that he won the Caradoc Gold Cup last year in 2022. And he also won the Gold Bowl in 2022. And he's at 9 seconds, by the way. He's at 9 seconds at the highest level as well. So his recent form, he went down to Cape Town and he raced in that Western Cape Stayers where he ran a good race. He just found one better on the day. And then his last 2 starts have been over 1,800 and 2,000 meters. He's run well over those distances, but no doubt at this stage of his career, while he performs well over 2,000 meters and 1,800, the distance races are what suits him best. So this 2,850 meters is no doubt going to play right into his hands. When you have a look at a horse like Shangani, who is the market rival, these 2 horses are vying for favoritism in the fixed odds betting market. Shangani seems to have his number, but I think the weight turnaround this time round against a horse like Shangani could be the key to Nebras reversing the form. So I like him a lot. Number 2, Nebras. I think he's here to defend his title, which I'm hoping he will do. Race number 9, horse number 2, Nebras. Then on Sunday at Greyville, I'm tipping in the 2 feature races, and I'm going for the 2 horses that I think will no doubt be the horses to beat. We'll begin in race number 6, which is the Group 3 Amazon Kulu Stakes over 1,400 meters. And her name is Canadian Summer, and she did KZN Racing proud last season. What a season she had. She won the Debonair Stakes. She placed in the Blood South Africa Sales Cup. She ran second behind a very, very useful horse in Feather Boa. And then she kept her season, that's a juvenile season, with a 5-star performance, winning the Tikweni Stakes in the manner that she did. And what a performance that was, which ended up clinching it, her being crowned the Equus 2-year-old filly of the year. And I think that was just an achievement for trainer Daryl Moore, because when it comes to numbers in training, he is one of the smaller yards here in KZN, and what a proud moment it was for Daryl Moore and owner Peggy Summer-Sindra. And you can add Jason Gates to that as well, because that was superb for her, the way she did them proud as a young horse. Now, as a 3-year-old, she's just had 2 starts. She came back in the Model Man Stakes, the Modern Man Mile, and she ran a decent race. She found one better. She was second to none other than See It Again, who we all know has since gone on to win the Cape Derby. And then last time out, well, she made very easy work of it when winning the Group 3 Flamboyant Stakes. It was nice to see her carry that juvenile form into a 3-year-old career. She's drawn pole position. This is home ground for her. Whatever beats her wins. Number 1, Canadian Summer. And then it is the Bali Turk, which is the Group 3 over 1,400 meters. And it is going to be number 2, Cousin Casey. Glenn Kotson, Grand Fanikak for Ravi Naidu, a horse that gave us some superb memories as a young horse, just like Canadian Summer did. But he won the Group 2 Golden Horseshoe. He then followed up with the Group 1 Premier's Champion Stakes. And there was no opposition when it came to the panel judging who was going to be crowned the champion juvenile, which he did, Cousin Casey. Now, this season, he's got a very interesting record because he came back with a bag. He won the Selangor. Now, his next 2 starts in the Guineas and the Cape Met, he was poorly drawn. In the Guineas, he was soundly beaten by an absolute star in Charles Dickens. But very interesting, in the World Sports Betting Cape Met, that from that poor draw, I don't know if it was by design that he found himself in front, because I found it very strange with a horse that's got a serious turn of foot and enjoys a patient ride coming from off the speed, to see him in front of that big field and a quality field at that. But nevertheless, regardless of the tactics, whether they were by design or not, he was a horse that was going to run his heart out. He ran his heart out all the way to the line, and if you look at it, the way he raced compared to the horses that finished in front of him, like Jet Dark and of course Comedy Dung, this horse, he was only beaten under 2 lengths. So I thought it was a tremendous run under the circumstances. And it's really nice to see him back to KZN, where he had a wonderful juvenile campaign. And if you don't know, well, go and have a look at the World Sports betting menu and pull out pre-nominations, ante-post, Hollywood Bets, Durban, July, and you'll see that this fella is the ruling Hollywood Bets Durban July favorite for 2023, Cousin Casey. He loves the track. He's unbeaten at Gravel. He's unbeaten over the course and distance. And although 1,400 meters may be on the sharp side for him these days, I think his class will prevail here. Really nice to see him back in KZN for champion season, and we look forward to his preparation leading up to Africa's premier horse racing event, the Hollywood Bets Durban July. I think he wins here. Race 7, number 2, Cousin Casey. So we've given you the 4 horses, and then I mentioned that I'm going to be giving you numbers that you can use for the Big 6. Well, take these numbers down. It's a R1 million carryover, and the estimated pool is 6 million rand. Well, in leg number 1 of the Big 6, by the way, the Big 6 begins at 13:30, which is a 1/2 race number 4 over 1,400 meters. I've just gone 4 horses here, hoping to survive the 4 horses in a field of 10. And in numerical order, this is number 1 in Tlamo, number 3 Wafif, number 4 Bard of Avon, and number 7 Queen of Shadows. The one I like there is Wafif, but 1, 3, 4, and 7 in leg 1. Leg number 2, Well, we've given Quantum Theory as a horse to follow, but I've gone for cover here in the Big Six. In numerical order, it's numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. So all of 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then on to the third leg of this Big Six, which is race number 6, the HF Oppenheimer horse Chestnut Stakes, a Group 1 over 1,600 meters. Well, here I've gone with 4 horses. 3, Golden Ducat. 5, Trip of Fortune. 6, Red Saxon. And 9, Under Your Spell. 3, 5, 6, and 9. Well, in the World Sports Betting SA Derby over 2,450 meters, I'm going at 5 runners. 1, Billy Bowlegs. 2, Eye of the Prophet. I'm including number 5, Good Counsel. Then number 9, African Torrent. Number 8, African Torrent, apologies. And 10, Son of Rod. So 1, 2, 5, 8, and 10. In the Wilgeborst Turffontein Oppenheimer Oaks, a Group 2 over 2,450 meters, I'm narrowing it down. I'm running for cover with number 1, Bless My Stars, with 2 runners. Number 5, None Other, and 6, Silver Hill. So we're going 1, 5, and 6. And then we've given Nebras as a horse to follow and will be part of our trebles on World Sports Betting. But I think if we're running in this Big Six and we miss it with Shingani, I think that will be a sad way to go out in the Big Six. So I've included 2 horses here in the Carrot Out Gold Cup, the Group 3 over 2,850 meters, numbers 1 and 2. So just to recap on those numbers: 1, 3, 4, 7, about 1, 2, 3, 4, about 3, 5, 6, and 9, about 1, 2, 5, 8, and 10, about 1, 5, and 6, by 1 and 2. And that is a wrap, guys, of this weekend's episode of Trackside. We wish our sponsor, World Sports Betting, all the best on Saturday. It is a massive day at Turffontein for them, being the headline sponsor. And we wish you, the punter, all the best as well. On behalf of World Sports Betting, thanks to all the punters, but more importantly and more especially, thanks to you, the valued customer. Until we meet again, you take care. Salam Ignash.